We are good to go.
All right. Welcome everybody to the Spellbound Survivor Land of Oz Individual Immunity Challenge. We here at Spellbound Survivor are the most original survivor org on the platform. Therefore, we're not gonna do touchy subjects. No, no, no. We're doing tense ideas. Completely different. And here's how it will work. I attached all the people who are currently in attendance right now to have sent in their personal list. We gave them 18 different questions to answer, and they were to provide us the person, whether they're on the cast or a member of prod, that they feel best fits that superlative. And then now here, your goal is to guess what the majority of people thought. So we collected all the personal answers and now have who received a majority of the votes per question. And your goal is to select the person who received a majority. Whereas the most points at the end of the 18 questions will win immunity. I will announce who everybody had said, and not only just for the sake of just ease of just putting it in the document, but for the people who are not in attendance here as well. Everything here is public. Your personal answers, not going to be public knowledge, but these ones here will be. And the only difference between, aside from that, is that you can answer yourself. You couldn't answer yourself in the personal ones. All the necessary revisions that needed to have been made prior to this point have been made, and now you can answer yourself. So if there's one that you think fit you that you couldn't put yourself down for, you think majority of everybody said that, now's the time you get to do so. Does anyone have any questions, any concerns, any? Nah, I think we're good. I'm gonna say the thing. I'm gonna say it one more time, and you give me a thumbs up when you're ready. You have your answer prepared. I'm gonna say three, two, one, reveal, and everyone reveals. Keep your thing up until I say what you put down, so I have enough time to put it on the doc because there's quite a few people. So let's get started. First question. We're gonna start off a little bit more fun, a little more lighthearted. Who would be the best voice actor for a cartoon? Don't know what kind of cartoon, just a cartoon. Don't show them yet. Don't show them yet.
Oh, sorry.
Show them yet. Give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready.
Okay, sorry.
It's all good. I got a thumb up from Chris. I got a thumb up from Nathan. Got a thumb up from Shelly. Got a thumb up from Alex. Got a thumb up from Scott. Got a thumb up from Giraffes. Got a thumb up from Richard. Three, two, one, review. Oakley dokley. All right, so okay. Alex put Scott. Chris Ann voted Scott. Giraffes voted for Scott. Grace voted Giraffes. Nathan voted for Alex. Rafi voted for Scott. Richard voted for Shelly. Scott voted for himself. And Shelly voted for Rafi. The correct answer, the majority said that Scott would be the best voice actor for a cartoon. The following people get a point: Alex, Chrisanne, Giraffes, Rafi, and Scott receive a point. We move on to the next question. Next up, who would wear red shoes the best? The ones whose heels click and say there's no place like home. Who would wear red shoes the best? Shelly has a thumb up. Scott has a thumb up. Richard has a thumb up. Nathan has a thumb up. Giraffes has a thumb up. Chrisanne has a thumb up. Backwards alphabetical order. I love it. Small details like this. Waiting on my boy over there. Got a thumb up. Three, two, one. Everyone reveal. Okay. Alex voted Chrisanne. Chrisanne said giraffes. Giraffes also said giraffes. Grace said Chrisanne. Nathan said Scott. Richard said Shelly. Scott, Scott, where are you? Oh, there it is. There it is. I was like, what the fuck? Where's this thing? And the last three people, including Shelly, all voted for Shelly.
Guess what? You're right.
No, you're not, because the majority of the people said
What?
giraffes
Wow. I feel robbed.
would wear red shoes the best. The
Well,
following people get a
mine's been
point.
drawn in the sand. I'm over it.
I mean, drag queen, hello.
Yeah. The following people receive a point. Chrisanne, Giraffes, and Rafi receive a point. Move on to question three. Question three. Who is most likely to become president? We got to vote Trump, Harris, or the third party. Who's the third party I'd rather vote for? Richard, Chrisanne. I'm not announcing those are the answers. Those are people who has thumbs up. Scott, Shelly has a thumb. Alex has a thumb. Nathan, Giraffes. All of you guys have thumbs. Congratulations. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Oakley dokley. Alex voted himself. Chrisanne voted for Alex. Giraffes voted for Grace. Scott voted for, fuck. Grace voted Scott. Nathan voted Alex. Richard voted Alex. Rafi voted Alex. Scott voted for Richard. And Shelly voted Nathan. According to the polls of the 2024 presidential election, Alex is the favorite to become president. The following people get a point. Alex, Chrisanne, Nathan, Rafi, and Richard all get points. Put them back now. We move on to the next question. Question 4. Who would get scared the easiest by watching a horror movie? If I was an answer, the answer would be me, but it's not. It's one of you guys who would be scared the easiest by a horror movie. Got a thumb up from Nathan. Got a thumb up from Alex. I interpret this, Giraffes, as your thumb up, quote unquote. Yeah, but Chrisanne, Richard, Scott, Shelly has vanished. Shelly is gone.
I'm sorry, there was
exactly.
somebody at my door.
It's fine. I get it.
I'm back.
That's all good.
Okay, I'm good.
I was about to say Shelly has a chair. That's what my first thing was gonna be. Shelly has thumb up. 3, 2, 1, reveal. I see a recurring theme here. Okay. Alex voted for Scott. Chrisanne voted for Scott. Giraffes voted for Rafi. Grace voted herself. Nathan voted for Scott. Rafi voted Chrisanne. Richard voted for Giraffes. And Scott and Shelly both voted for Scott. And funnily enough, I think this is the first question where a majority here voted differently than the majority voted in their personal polls. According to the polls, Rafi would be the most likely to get scared by a horror movie. The people who receive a point, and by people, I mean person who gets a point, is Giraffes. We move on to question 5. We're close to some of the more serious questions, the more pressing matters at hand. Who has the biggest heart? You know, this last question was about courage. This one's about who has the biggest heart. Shelly, Richard, they have thumbs. So does Scott. So does Giraffes. Chrisanne has a thumb up. Alex has a thumb up. Just waiting on Mr. Chapman. My man got a thumb up. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Okay, I was about to say I couldn't see it. Okay, we have some variety here, and because I'm nice, I feel bad for the people in the back half of the alphabetical order. Let's go there first. Shelly said Scott. Scott said Scott. Yeah, Scott said Scott. Richard said Scott. Rafi said Scott. Nathan said Richard. Grace said Richard. Giraffes said Giraffes. Oh, my bad. Chrisanne said Alex, and Alex said Shelly. According to you, Scott has the biggest heart. The following people get a point. Rafi, Richard, Shelly, and Scott's heart further expands by the fact that he also got a point this round. We move on to the final, like, superlative you may get on a yearbook. Who is most likely to spend all their money in one sitting? If Spellbound had a prize, which we do not, who would splurge that prize money the fastest? All in one place. Alex has a thumb up. Shelly has a thumb up. Richard has a thumb up. Scott has a thumb up. Chrisanne has a thumb up. Nathan. Just waiting on Giraffes. Okay, Giraffes has a thumb up. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Okay, we're gonna go backwards again. Shelly said Richard. Scott said Nathan. Richard said Richard. Rafi said Nathan. Nathan said Rafi. Love that gotta be there. Grace voted Chrisanne. Giraffes said Shelly. Chrisanne said Scott, and Alex said Rafi. That should be everybody. Yep, they're all down here. The majority said, Nathan, if you had a bunch of money, you would just spend it on a shopping spree. The following people get a point: Rafi and Scott. But now let's actually now that we've escaped that first third of the questionnaire, here's how everyone stands. Alex has 2 points. Chrisanne has 3. Giraffes has 3. Rip Grace. Grace is not on the board yet. Nathan has 1. Rafi has 4. I lied. Rafi has 5. Richard has 2. Scott has 3. And Shelly has 1. As we move on to the second third, and clearly the most important third in this questionnaire. Next question. Who is Brian's favorite? Who is it? I mean, you'll find out come FTC, the award ceremony, who Brian's favorite actually is. But who do y'all think it actually is? Okay, Alex, Giraffe, Richard, Shelly, Nathan, Scott, all have thumbs. And so does Chrisanne. 3, 2, 1, review. Okay, Alex said Richard. Chrisanne said Richard. Giraffe said Alex. Grace said Nathan. Nathan said Richard. Rafi said himself. Richard said Richard. Scott said Rafi. And Shelly said Alex. According to the polls, Brian's favorite player is Richard. And the following people get a point. Alex, Chrisanne, Nathan, Richard. None of them are Grace. We move on to the next question. Who is Cam's favorite? So if Richard is Brian's favorite, who is Cam's? Who the majority of you think is Cam's favorite player? We got Nathan. We got Richard's thumbs. We got Chrisanne's thumb. We got Alex's thumb. We got Giraffe's thumb. We got Scott's thumb. Okay, we got Shelly's thumb now. Okay, gotcha. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Oakley dokley. Just to confirm, Alex, that's Chrisanne. Right? Okay, gotcha. Chrisanne said Rafi. Giraffe said Chrisanne. Grace said Chrisanne. Nathan said Alex. Rafi said Shelly. Richard said Nathan. And both Scott and Shelly voted for Alex. This instance was actually a tie. So if you voted for either of the people who the majority voted for, then you'd receive a point. The 2 answers were Grace, that nobody voted, and Alex. So they're competing for Cam's favorite player. So the following people get a point. Nathan, Scott, and Shelly receive a point. We move on to the next one. Who is my favorite player? Who do I just adore with every fiber of my being? The answer is all of you, but like I have to pick one. Richard has a thumb. Scott, Shelly, Alex. Yeah, I really try to figure out who my favorite is. Got Giraffes. Man, 2 more. Got Nathan's thumb. Got Chrisanne's thumb. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Okie doke. Shelly said Alex. Scott said himself. Richard said Grace. Let me just blue-doo-doo. Rafi said Alex. Nathan said Chrisanne. Trying to type them all out. Grace said Scott. Giraffe said Richard. Chrisanne said Alex. And Alex said Grace. According to the polls, Grace, the person who still has no points on the board, is my favorite player. And the 2 people who get a point are Alex and Richard. Maybe because I make fun of her. That's the reason why. Moving on to the next person. Who's Tawny's favorite? Who is Tawny's favorite player? Screw America's favorite player. Who's Tawny's favorite player? We got Giraffes is ready. Scott is ready. Shelly is ready. Alex is ready. Richard is ready. Nathan is ready. Christiane is ready. 3, 2, 1, review. Okay. Shelly said Alex. Scott said Shelly. Richard said Grace. Rafi said Scott. Nathan said Rafi. Grace said Richard. Giraffe said Giraffes. Chrisad said Chrisad. And Alex, damn, you ruined it, Alex. You're supposed to say yourself. Like, no, you put Shelly instead. But good thing, Alex, you didn't put yourself and you put Shelly instead because Shelly, according to the polls, is Tawny's favorite player. The following people get a point. Scott and Alex. We move on to the next one. Who is Xander's favorite? Lil Xan. We have Shelly's thumb. Got Alex's thumb. Giraffes is ready. Scott is ready. Nathan's rubbing his hands. Chris Ann's thumb. We have Richard's fist. Oh no, I thought that was a thumb. No, it wasn't. Yeah, now it's a thumb.
It's just his bald head.
Gotcha. Yeah, then Nathan's thumb. 3, 2, 1, review. Okay. Let me get this down. So Alex said Scott. Chrisanne said Nathan. Giraffes said Nathan. Grace said Shelly. Nathan said Richard. Rafi said Richard. Richard said Alex. Scott said Giraffes. And Shelly said Alex. Not one, not two, but 3 people were viable answers here. They all tied. Alex, Nathan, and Richard in a battle royale, head to head, fighting to the death to be Xander's host favorite. The following people get a point. Richard and Shelly, who voted for Alex, Chrisanne and Giraffes, who said Nathan, and Nathan and Rafi, who said Richard. Rip the other 3 of you. Next question. Who is the hottest member of Prod? You know, hotness is subjective, guys. But who is the hottest member of Prod? Chrisanne has a thumb up. Alex has a thumb up. Shelly has a thumb up. Giraffes has a thumb up. Richard, Nathan, and Scott all have thumbs up. 3, 2, 1, review. Not as many Jacobs as I think there should be, but you know, we'll rock with it. Okay, no. Put it back up. Put it back up. Alex, I'm gonna flame your ass later. Chris Aaron, I'm gonna flame your ass later. Thank you, Giraffes. Grace said Tawny, I'm gonna flame her ass later. Nathan said Jacob, thank you. Rafi, thank you. He said me too. Richard, I'm gonna flame your ass later. And thank you, Scott. Thank you, Shelly. The correct answer is the guy hosting this comp. Obviously, I made these answers. The following people get a point. A point in my heart, but only just 1 point here. Giraffes, Nathan, Rafi, Scott, and Shelly. So now that we've gotten 2/3 of the way done, let's get it down to everyone's scores as of right now. We have 6 more questions to go and a potential tiebreaker. Alex has 5 points. Chrisanne also has 5 points. Giraffes also has 5 points. Skipping over Grace. Nathan also has 5 points. Rafi, right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, has 7 points. Richard also has 5 points. Scott, who would have known? No, he has 6 points. There's some variety here in scores, and Shelly has 4 points. It's still anyone's game. So if Grace gets these next 6 questions right, she could hypothetically win. We move on to the Saints out of your head. No, how? Next question. these are a little more dicey of ones to answer. Who has been brainwashed in this game? So we had a question about courage earlier. We had a question about the heart. Now this is a question about the brain. Shelly has an answer, has her thumb up. Scott has his thumb. Richard has a thumb. Giraffes has a thumb. Alex, very nervous. Looks like he's gonna cry. Has a thumb. Nathan has a thumb, and Chris Ann has a thumb. Let's see who has been brainwashed. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Okay, here are the answers here. Alex and Chris Ann said giraffes. Giraffe said Rafi. Grace also said giraffes. Nathan said Shelly. Rafi said Richard. Richard also said Richard. Rip Richard. Scott said Rafi, and Rip Shelly voted herself. According to you guys, Richard has been brainwashed. It doesn't even need to be a bad thing, really. Your brain is squeaky clean. That's what that means. The following people get a point: Rafi and Richard. Next question: who is most likely to win this game? We had FTC right now, all 9 of you. A jury of 2. Who is most likely to win this game as of right now? We got Chris Ann's thumb. We got giraffes. We got Scott's. We got Alex. We got Shelly. We got a pointer finger from Richard. Yeah, no. I know. I'm waiting. Just waiting on 2 more. Nathan's thumb. Richard has a thumb, a reluctant thumb, but a thumb. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Okay, here's what everyone said. Alex voted for Scott. Chris Ann voted for Rafi. Giraffes voted Nathan. Grace voted for Scott. Nathan voted Chris Ann. Rafi voted Shelly. Richard voted for Scott. Scott voted for Richard. And Shelly voted for Nathan. According to the polls, Scott is the most likely to win this game. The following people get a point: Alex, Richard, and oh my God, Grace finally got a point. It only took 10 questions. Nah, I lied. That's 14 questions. My math is terrible. Good job, Grace. I'm proud of you. We move on to the last question. One of the last questions. We have 4 more. Who is playing for second place? I promise that is the correct number that's on there. My counting is terrible. I almost said this was the last question. It's not. We have 3 more after this. Shelly, Nathan, Chris Ann, Scott, Giraffes. Alex. Just waiting on 1 more. Oh, yeah, but yeah, the thumb up. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Okay. Shelly voted for Alex. Scott voted for Giraffes. Why am I struggling with this? Richard voted for Shelly. Rafi voted for Richard. Nathan voted himself. Rip Nathan. Grace voted herself. Rip Grace. Giraffes voted herself. Rip Giraffes. Chris Ann voted herself. What is wrong with you guys? Like, why you guys have no faith in yourselves? Damn, bro. Fuck, man. Okay, so there were 2 answers here. One was Rafi that nobody said. But well, I guess you guys can't. Giraffes. Giraffes and Rafi are both playing for second place. The following people get a point: Alex, Giraffes, Scott. They all get points. We move on to the next question. Who is most likely to comp out? Just win just a bunch of challenges with a bunch of competitions. I have a pointer finger from Shelly. Oh, that okay. A thumb. A thumb from Scott. I was about to say a Scott from thumb. That's not how it works. Nathan, Chris, and Giraffes, Richard, Alex all have thumbs. 3, 2, 1. Review. Okay. Shelly said Alex. Scott said Richard. Richard said Richard. Rafi said Alex. Nathan said Alex. Grace said Alex. Giraffe said Richard. Chrisanne said Richard, and Alex said Alex. So the question is it Alex or is it Richard? Or is it neither of them? Those are the only two people said publicly. The answer is Alex is most likely to comp out. The following people get a point. Alex, Grace, oh my gosh. Grace is on a run here. Nathan, Rafi, and Shelly. You have the penultimate question here. Who is the best at lying to your face? Who isn't? In a game predicated off of lying, backstabbing, and deceit, who is the best liar in this cast? Damn, why there no thumbs up yet? I was about to say, damn, this is like the one that no one wants to get. Richard, Shelley, Scott, they got thumbs. Giraffes is ready. Kersan is ready. Just waiting on two more. I'm waiting on one more. Alex is good. Nathan's good. 3, 2, 1, review. Okay. Alex said Nathan. Chrisanne said Nathan. Giraffes said Rafi. Grace said Rafi. Nathan said Richard. Richard said Richard. Rafi said Richard. And Scott and Shelly both voted for Rafi. And according to the polls, Rafi is the best at lying to your face. The following people get a point. Giraffes, Grace, Scott, and Shelly. And we move on to the final question. Who is going home next? Who is finishing in 9th place and joining Jared and Jeremy in the jury? Shelly has a thumb up. Richard has a thumb up. Scott has a thumb up. The others are pondering, finding it deep within themselves to their foresight. Alex has a thumb up. Find out who's going home next. Giraffes and Kersan and Nathan. Let's see how good you guys are. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Okay. Alex said Shelly. Kersan said Grace. Giraffes said Nathan. Grace said Giraffes. Nathan said Giraffes. Rafi said Richard. Richard said Richard. Rip Richard. Scott said Rafi. And Shelly said Rafi. All right. Here are the final results. And again, there's only been 4 questions that this could be said about, but multiple people were viable answers here. Which this can't possibly be true because both of these people can't both go home next. So like only one of them could possibly be true. But Giraffes and Rafi were voted people most likely to go home next. We are plugging in all of the answers. Well, we already did. We're just counting the points. I believe. Okay. Okay, looks like we have a winner.
Check my math. Just double
Okay.
check it.
Okay, I'm double checking your math. Yep, that's good. Yeah, that's good. 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 Okay. I have the scores. And we're going to go from last place to first place. In last place, I've been clowning all video. With 4 points. Grace, I'm sorry. Your great performance in that last third couldn't pull it out. I'm sorry. 8th place with a total of 5 points. Kersan, you do not have individual immunity. Why did you point this like it's like stop it? I'm sorry. Next up, we have not a two-way tie, not a three-way tie, a four-way tie with 7 points are Giraffes, Nathan, Richard, and Shelly. It all comes down to Alex, Rafi, and Scott. In 3rd place with 8 points, fortunately, Alex, you do not have individual immunity. Rafi and Scott, you both tied with 9. So what are we going to do here? Well, we have a tiebreaker question ready for you. Rafi had already did this earlier on in the day. So, Scott, you're the only one here answering it. This is a number. You can't use a calculator. You can't look this up. Just give me a thumbs up when you're ready to reveal your answer. Without going over, here is your question. How long in seconds are the Land of Oz cast reveal, night zero call, and tribe swap videos combined? I'll repeat that again. How long in seconds are the Land of Oz cast reveal, night zero call, and tribe swap videos combined? Closest without going over.
I got a quick question while he's answering. Is the people that weren't here, did they do the tiebreaker question live like this too?
Yes,
Okay.
they did right then and there. We weren't going to give them time to think about it. All right, so Scott. Scott. So what's your answer, Scott?
8,000, but I know that's not correct.
Okay. So, Scott, it's 8,000 seconds, which roughly calculates to 2 hours plus combined. And Rafi answered with 3,600. Both of you went over. So it's just afterwards, it's a matter of who is closest to the actual answer. With the answer being where is it? I had it. Fuck is it? There it is. With the answer being 3,036 seconds. Wherever you are, Rafi, congratulations. You have 1 individual immunity. So the superlative that said he was going home next, he can't be because he's immune. But for the rest of you, so all of you on this call, in grace, one of you will be sent off to the jury tomorrow. I'll be posting a poll rather shortly. The Zoom will terminate because Tawny has Taylor Swift things to tend to. Best of luck to everybody. Go out and scramble.